is up, Daddy Gang? It is your founding father, Alex Cooper, with Call Her Daddy.
Nelly Furtado, welcome to Call Her Daddy.
Hi.
I am so happy we are finally doing this. I'm the biggest fan. Thank you for coming today.
Oh my gosh, this is so fun. So I've only been here a few minutes. I'm having so much fun.
I'm having so much fun. We have to tell the Daddy Gang, who are my audience. First of all, Daddy Gang, Nelly's daughter is Daddy Gang. Mm-hmm. Can you tell me, what did she say when she found out that you were coming on Call Her Daddy?
Well, she's been wanting me to come on the show forever. She's been talking about it since we started making music for this album, some of it together. And I was like, yeah, I mean, I love that. It would be great. Your show's amazing. You're amazing. Love your energy. So she's thrilled. She's like, right on. And then I was like, oh, okay, you can come help me with that. So yeah, her and her friend are here today. They're excited.
I love
She'd almost stayed in the room, but I was like, I'm just going to be looking at her the whole time. So she's in the other room.
It's so fun to have you here, and it's so cool to know that your daughter is Daddy Gang. Meanwhile, I'm the biggest fan of you, so it's all coming full circle. You've had such an incredible career. Obviously, you've been in the spotlight. You've also made decisions to step out of it at times. When are you at your happiest?
Oh wow! In general, in life,
yeah.
Oh my God, probably when I'm at the park with my children, just kind of pushing them on a swing or something. But then I'm also quite happy when I am kind of waving my freak flag at a concert and singing on my concert on stage, because it's also my other chance to really be myself. I do feel very myself when I'm on stage. I'm this is my chance to just be as weird as I want to be. I fit in when I'm on stage, right?
I think though that's a somewhat relatable idea of we have these two sides to ourselves. No one is just one dimensional, right?
Not at all. And that is key. Right? That is yes.
Would you say you're able to have somewhat of a normal life? If you're at the park, are you at the park as Mom Nelly, or do people come up to you and are you?
No, I am very good. I'm very chameleonic, not only in my music, but in the way I look. So I can be, you wouldn't recognize me. I mean, sometimes I don't care. Sometimes it depends what mood you're in, right?
So true. Sometimes you're let's be social, and other times you're
yeah, but usually if I'm around my kids, I'm not really, I don't really want to kind of engage in that way.
Okay, I have to know, because this is Call Her Daddy. What is the difference, in your opinion, dating Canadian men versus American men?
This is such a good question. Now we're getting the juicy bits. Just so all my friends know this about me. I love love. It's my favorite topic. I try to set people up all the time. Poorly. I don't have a very good success rate, so they kind of roll their eyeballs at me. Little Cupid. But I do love American men. I do. But I've found some interesting Canadians along the way.
You have? I was going to say, if you had to say.
Some high quality, yeah.
What is your type?
My type? Ooh, it's changing.
Okay.
Yeah, my type is changing. Yeah.
Talk to me about it.
Well, I'm in my 40s now, so I'm 45. Okay. I'll be 46 soon, which is whoa.
Love.
And it's a new beginning for me. It's a very fun time in my life, because I didn't really get to be single in my 20s, right? I was pretty locked down in relationships from the time, not locked down in a negative way, but just I was in long-term relationships for much of my 20s and 30s. So only recently, I think in the last few years, I've become single again. And so it's so fun dating. I love it.
You do?
I do love it.
Wait, Nelly.
Because it's on my watch when I feel like it.
Right. You're on my terms. On my terms, boys.
And it's when you come correct, you know what I mean?
Yes.
So now my type is come correct, they ask me out on a date or for dinner, or just it's all in the way, the words, use the sort of, I like confidence. I adore confidence.
Not you saying, come correct, boys. Come correct, men. I'm obsessed. Yeah. That's a great attitude to have, because I know I have a lot of single girls listening, and it's I think a lot of people want to have that excitement towards dating.
Yes, but you have to enjoy being single authentically. You can't just say, oh yeah, I'm out here, I'm having fun dating. No, if you're looking for a relationship for real, then be authentic about that.
Yeah.
But if that's not what you're looking for, ask yourself, what do you want, you know? And if you want to just have fun and see what's out there, and that's fine too.
True. You just have to know what you
But
want.
be real with it. Yeah.
We're going to talk so much more dating. First, I have to acknowledge there is another very famous musician that obviously is from Canada who you actually performed with. Can you please explain how you ended up singing I'm Like a Bird with Drake?
Oh my God, Drake. Yes, we go way back. Actually, he just asked me to come sing again a couple nights ago on Saturday night. He's like, he asked me at 11 p.m. to show up at 1 a.m. And I love him to death. But I was like, I am not showing up without glam.
I thought you were going to say like I'm asleep. You're like, bitch, get me glam. Then maybe I'll roll up.
I was up. Okay.
Stop.
I was up, but I was like, it was an event. It was like this really fun event in Toronto. And I was like, no, I can't show up without glam because, of course, you know, he's so famous. It'll be everywhere.
You're like, I want to have my beat on, okay? I want to make sure I look. You want to have snatched.
2 hours, fit, outfit.
Right,
No.
like you got to come snatched to the gods with the lashes and the beat. You're like, babe, give me 5 hours.
Yeah, I know.
Oh my God, so you just didn't go.
No, I couldn't make it that time, but you
I'm
know,
obsessed.
But anyways, yeah, I do love him a lot. He's a great guy, and I think that I mean, he's done a lot for the music industry. You know, Toronto was a secret for a long time, a secret that I loved as well, growing up there and making music there in my teens, my early 20s. But now it's just so nice. He kind of really put Toronto on a map in a different kind of way, in Canada in general. But anyways, yeah, that's how that went down.
The fact that you can be like, Drake, like, I don't have my makeup tonight. Like, I'll pass on this one. Like, oh my God, so baller.
I know.
So baller.
I kind of wish I did though, because I saw a video and he looked pretty cute. He had a yellow tracksuit or something, and he looked good. Yeah.
Shout out Drake.
But then I'm like, what would I have worn? Pink? Because it would have been all videos of yellow, and then, you know, like what color?
I love that you think of all of this stuff.
That's what performers do.
Yeah.
We always think about what things like pop, especially in pop music, you think about what things look like too.
I want to talk before you were a performer because like it is such a glamorous life and we get to talk about like the outfits and the fashion and all of it. But before you were famous, you worked as a housekeeper in a motel.
Yes, a chambermaid.
Was that your first job?
Well, that's a good question. My very first job was actually it was the same year. I would jump over the fence at my childhood home, and I would do filing for like a home inspection company. So it was long hours, but it was helpful, I think, to just sit there and organize. And then I got a job at the motel. It was called the Robin Hood Motel. Yes, and my mom worked there, my sister, my aunt, my cousin. My mom ran the housekeeping department. She was like the head honcho there. And so she hired me, and I would every morning just show up. I mean, harder in the teen years when you're out the night before, and then you get there at 6 a.m. and I'm like, where's the coffee?
Right. Are you like, hello?
Yeah. And my brother was gardening there at the time too. So we'd be like Saturday mornings, like, okay. But it was such a good experience because I worked there for probably 10 summers straight.
Wow.
I even worked there one summer when I thought, like, after I graduated high school and I went to Toronto and thought I was going to be famous in 2 months, but reality, you know, like that's not how it works. Your goals take a while to achieve. Moved back home, worked there again that year when I was going to college in my hometown of Victoria.
Oh my God.
And that was the year where I was like, oh, I wonder if my dreams will come true, you know? But growing up doing that was good because the work ethic, because when you get into this industry, woo, the hours can be long. When you're starting out, it's a lot of hustling.
I wanted to talk about that though, because the juxtaposition of like being someone that is hardworking, working with your family, and then you get famous. And I think everyone in the world now kind of has an understanding at least of like when you get famous, people start treating the famous person differently, right? Is there a moment that comes to mind when you really started to notice like, whoa, people are just treating me nice because I have all these things and I am famous now?
That's an interesting question. I think for me in particular, my parents come from these like really, really like working class roots. Like my parents are from the Azores Islands and from a tiny island called San Miguel, like from a tiny village, you know, farmers, you know, like just they were already like picking beans and like carrying their water from, you know, the main water fountain to home, like when they were like 10 or 11, you know what I mean? They're already working at the farm by the time they're 12. And so that's where I come from. So you really can't get bougie on people when you come from those roots. You get canceled in your family. You can get
Right.
So you can't even go there. Like, I have no business like acting like I'm better than anyone, because I know I'm not, because I go and I'm humbled.
I think that's so fun to hear, though, because obviously, like, I didn't know that, but hearing that immediately, it does paint a better picture of like how you are so normal, and like even talking to your daughter like
I'm too
before you
normal.
came in here. No. You're like, I need to start being bougie.
I need to air.
But it's interesting even talking to your daughter, how she was like, I grew up with like a very normal life because she had stepped kind of out of the spotlight.
Yeah.
And now all the resurgence of everything and you coming out with this album and, TikTok and everything. She's like, now I'm seeing my mom out there being like, oh my God, that's Nelly Furtado. But it's cool to see that like you've been able to live a pretty normal life while also having this superstardom on the other side of your life, if that makes sense.
What's really funny?
What?
Sorry, I have a story in my mind, because she said, I remember, be careful what you wish for, right? Because she's like, oh, Mom, yeah, you should start working again. And then a year later, she's like, why are your hair appointments 5 hours long and your nail appointments are 3 hours? Like you've kind of become a diva, Mom. And I'm laughing like, well, but this is my job.
You're like, sweetie, Mom Nelly. Now you're about to meet Nelly Furtado, the superstar.
She said, what do you mean you can't pick me up at the airport anymore? I'm like, sorry, my hair appointment went over. She was livid.
I'm obsessed. Oh my God.
It's like, well, you wanted Mom to be back at work here. I'm doing my thing.
I'm back to work, babe.
It's what it takes. Yeah.
That is amazing. She's like, God damn it. Call Her Daddy is brought to you by Hidden Valley Ranch. Boom. Okay, one thing about my family, we are very serious about our holiday food. Okay, everyone has their item that they make every year. And this year, I have been adding Hidden Valley Ranch seasoning to mine. Okay, Hidden Valley Ranch tastes amazing on so many of your favorite foods. You may already love using the dressing on salads or as, obviously a dip for your veggies or your chicken parm or your chicken wings, but adding a ranch to twist your favorite holiday dishes will make them and take them to the next level, okay? Think about a spinach dip made with some Hidden Valley Ranch dip mix. Boom. Are you kidding me? It is so easy to throw together and instantly elevates a good old classic or even a slow cook pot roast with some ranch seasoning sprinkled in. Boom. Okay. Game changer. You'll be so surprised by how versatile and of course delicious cooking with Hidden Valley Ranch seasoning can be. My personal move has been adding it to my holiday mashed potatoes and my corn souffle. I'm just in the kitchen all the time with my good old Hidden Valley Ranch, you guys. My dishes this season are taking everyone in my family down because of the Hidden Valley element, okay? Matt knows that, maybe I'm not the best chef. That's fine. But through and through, I'm impressing when I am making things with Hidden Valley Ranch and the mix, okay? They've even got the stamp of approval from my family whenever I've made things, and they're like, what's in this? And I'm like, yeah, you know what's in it, okay? Find your favorite Hidden Valley Ranch products at walmart.com/Hidden Valley. I read that magazines used to edit your photos by lightening your skin and changing your body.
Oh, yeah.
How did that affect you back then?
It's so funny because it's fun. I always find it interesting what people cling to in stories. So I did a general interview about with my daughter for People, but then that became a thing like, oh, this is this story. But then I realized, oh, I get it. It's like I wrote a song about it in 2003. I think it was my second album. And it's called Powerless. And it's like, paint my face in your magazines, make it look lighter than it seems, paint me over with your dreams, like shove away my ethnicity. So at the time, it's more about the idea of, okay, wait, like I'm in this bit, like when you're young and you're 22, 23, it's like, it's a whirlwind, right? Yeah. Like all of a sudden becoming successful at the career you always dreamed of. And if you're in it for the music, like I always was, I think that all that other stuff with the visuals and the aesthetics and the, oh wow, they like you and you look great on the red carpet, but then the opposite is true as well, and just kind of questioning it all. But it is true. Yeah, I'd bring my own clothes to photo shoots because I was like a girl, like I was 21, 22, young girl. But yeah, you'd see at the time, I think, the beauty standard was a bit different. So I think that they would Photoshop a lot and just kind of like, oh, I thought I had hips or my, but it's hard anyways, because when you see yourself on TV for the first time, you always look different on the camera. and it can be a little jarring, like to be on TV and in at the spotlight that much at a young age, I guess.
Yeah.
So
When you look back, like, because obviously, like, I think it's helpful. Like, I get what you're saying. You're like, wait, I did such a long interview, and that's the one thing people picked up on. I think
no, I know.
No, but I think it's I get what you're saying. It's like that. I think for a lot of people now pick up on things because people finally do feel more comfortable to talk about things that were kind of like, hey, that was kind of a weird decision. Like, am I not good enough as me? Like,
yes.
When do you?
Oh my God.
When you look back, like, when did you feel your most confident when you were younger?
You know what's so funny? I feel the most confident now.
What do you think that is?
100%.
Wow.
It's now. I don't know. Something happened. I don't know. I just had I had the 40s glow up. I was just like, wow, I just feel like me, you know? I feel like I know what happened. I had time to work on my inner life, you know? I had time to work on the things you don't have time to do when you're busy, right? And then you know, when you're burnt out and you don't get to journal, you don't get to, you know, go to therapy, you don't get to go do those things. But I had a good time of 3 or 4 years of doing that. So I think by the time I got to this stage in my life, I just feel super happy with myself.
Yeah.
Even when I get criticized, you know what I mean? Who doesn't read the comments sometimes, right? It's hard not to. I think it's human nature to go, oh, what are people saying?
Of course.
And then you're like, wow, certain things, right? Like, I feel like me personally, I've experienced like my body's polarizing, you know what I mean? Which is so, it's crazy to say that, but it is, because I see like, oh, wow, it's like, wow, there's a lot of like comments and people arguing about like what I look like, or like, you know what I mean? It's so interesting what fuels and triggers people. But I think at the end of the day, it can be really positive because you're starting conversations, and that comes from confidence. And I think that's what it is. It's like when you are confident, I don't know what it is, but I guess sometimes it could be threatening or very empowering.
I think sometimes, yes, like people online are like so triggered by certain things, which is interesting because you never know what's going to trip people up. And the fact that you're saying like my body is so polarizing, like why do you think that's been?
Well, first of all, my body's changed a lot. I've had 3 kids. I'm curvy, you know, and I have a curvy body, and like if you go to like where my parents are from San Miguel, my body's no big deal. Like every girl on the beach has the same bum that I have. But like, it's like,
I love it.
It's true though. So it's all context, and just maybe they're comparing you to another era when maybe you looked different or anything like that. But I've had fun with it because I've been wearing very bodycon clothing, and it's very empowering. And I just I love feeling this confident. You know what I mean? I literally didn't even wear underwear on stage till like a year ago.
I'm obsessed.
Not even. It's only been 6 months. I only let the booty out like 6 months ago.
I'm obsessed. Nelly, I appreciate you talking about
25 years
that.
into my career.
I love it. I love that you're talking about that though, because I do feel like people tell you like, oh my God, your 20s are going to be the best years of your life. And as much as those are really fun years, I do think the amount of women that I get to speak to, it is very inspiring to hear like, no, it actually only gets better, because you do get to know when you're young and you're 20, as fun as you can have, you don't fully know yourself yet. You haven't fully lived enough to really like know what makes you happy, what makes you sad, what makes you like uncomfortable. And it feels like I've now had enough conversations with these like really inspiring women to be like, oh bitch, it only gets better. Like get ready for your 30s, get ready for your 40s, get ready for your 50s. Like that's really exciting.
Because you learn, you know yourself, and then you can kind of look back and not laugh at yourself, but find things charming. Like, oh wow, like even in my 30s seems like a lifetime ago. Right. You know what I mean?
But each decade is so beautiful, but I kind of feel like as women, like we just get more confident. And when you can block out the noise of all the comments that are negative, it's like, oh yeah, bitch, my booty looks amazing. Bye. Like, get out of here.
When I was 37, I had like a flingationship. I just coined this term.
Wait, sorry, what?
Flingationship is like a fling relationship. So flingationship
of love
with someone who was 23. And at the time, it was just like, it wasn't that big a deal, but like I was contextualizing it in my mind. Like, oh, that's so interesting, because your perspective continues to change as you get older and you reflect on different things in your life differently. Like my new album just came out, but I was listening to the one before it. Not this one. So it's like a diary. So you can go back and go. And so for me, music is a diary. So it's kind of fun. It makes it fun.
Let's talk about some of your iconic songs.
Yeah, let's talk about songs.
Okay. First, I just want to discuss I'm Like a Bird is such a classic. What inspired that song?
I'm Like a Bird was inspired by, I was in a relationship in my very early 20s, right? It was kind of like a first relationship, kind of. First kind of more like very serious relationship after my long-term high school boyfriend. It was the next relationship after that. And yeah, I was in a relationship and I was out in Los Angeles finishing my album kind of on my own. I was very isolated. I was probably 20 or 21 or something out there kind of in this little apartment, just working on music. And my collaborators were kind of older than me and they had their girlfriends and their wives out there, but not me. So it was a bit lonely. And they're like, okay, write some new songs, and bring them into the studio. I think it was our first day working in LA trying to finish my album after having made the rest of it in Canada. And I was sitting on a sofa. At the time, this place was called the Oakwood Suites here in LA. And you'd go to the gym and you'd see I don't know, kids, I guess, who are doing, I don't know if they're working with Disney or what they're working, but it was the place that people went to make their dreams come true, where they would stay when they weren't yet living in LA. So I sat on a sofa and picked up my guitar and I wrote 3 songs that day. And the third one I wrote was I'm Like a Bird. And I'm telling you, the one I wrote before was trash. It was a really bad song. Really corny, not good. And you never know. You might just be on the edge of something good,
Do you remember when you played it for everyone on your team? Was everyone yes?
My manager was at the studio. Yeah. My manager, Chris, was at the studio and he's like, oh, okay, I want to hear what you wrote today. So I played him the 3 songs and I was convinced the corny one was good.
Oh,
it was really bad. I can sing it.
Wait, please sing it for
I'll
me.
sing it in a second, but it's really crazy.
No.
But anyways, so
how corny are we talking?
All right. So this is the one that I thought was better than I'm Like a Bird.
Okay.
It goes, okay, wait. It's like, he was cocksure and I was a pussy, hiding in the corner. I couldn't come out. He was cocksure and I was a pussy, hiding in the corner. I couldn't come out. And I think the end was like, here, kitty, kitty. I swear to God, I'm not even kidding.
Wait.
I thought that was better than I'm Like a Bird, which I then was the 3rd song on the demo that I'd made that morning.
Nelly, no.
And my manager said, I don't know. Well, yeah, okay. Wait, I think the bird one's really good. They both had bird themes. One was cocksure, it's like a rooster. Sorry.
I am literally
a little zany.
No, this is the best thing I've heard all day. To know that it was between a cock and a pussy versus a bird.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Watch that literally trend on TikTok now and people are going to cup that.
Isn't it funny though? Because I actually forgot about that till a couple months ago. And I was like, whoa, that's crazy that I'd written a very horrible song and a song that might be quite good right after.
I mean,
yeah.
I'm Like a Bird is, I feel forever going to be iconic. I'm curious because that song is so inspiring, right? Have you ever walked away from someone that you felt was holding you back, in a romantic relationship?
Well, that song was about that.
Yep.
So that song, I did want to break up, with that guy. So I kind of wrote the song.
Oh my God, did you write the song and then break up with him?
Well, I sent it to him, and he said, "Hey, I feel like I heard the song. What song?"
No, Nelly.
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
So you, no context, you just sent him the song.
Well, I was like, "Oh, this is my latest thing." Yeah. No, I think I ended that relationship on tour, but it was literally, it was from a payphone, on tour. I was with my band, it was one of those moments. But it's very normal.
I'm obsessed.
It's kind of your college boyfriend or something, and then you move on. So that was my college, just making music and touring. So I only did 1 year of college. So then I met him around that time. So
God.
I had to make my dreams come true. And
you had to.
I had things to do and places to be. So,
but not as sad as it is to get broken up with for him, it is kind of iconic that there is a man out there that can be that song is about me. That is pretty fucking cool. I'm sorry. I would take that song being written about me. Icon.
True, actually.
Historically, are you usually the one ending relationships, or are you?
Oh, I like this question. I've been dumped before.
Okay.
Yeah, only once.
Oh, flex.
Yeah. It is a flex. No, that's not true. 2 or 3 times, but more like when I was younger. But yeah, like having your heart actually broken by someone that doesn't want to be with you anymore really hurts really badly.
So sad.
Yeah, it's really, really upsetting. And I hadn't experienced that till like much later in life, till quite recently in the last 5 years. And that was really hard for me because I wanted to hang on. I wanted to hang on and I didn't get it. And I had built up a lot of expectations and things based on things that maybe were more about me and selfishness, right? And then it was like, oh, okay, like when do I come to grips with reality? But I've also left, yes, I've been the
Ender.
breaker upper. Yeah.
Do you think it's easier to be the person breaking up or getting broken up with?
Oh my God.
It's hard.
It's easier to break up with someone than to have somebody dump you. Being dumped is the worst.
It is pretty hard, I think.
No. It's the best though. Because then
Tell
you
us.
grow. Because then you go, it's that whole thing. Like you gotta hit dirt, man.
You gotta
hit rock bottom. I have hit rock bottom before. And it's beautiful because then I just come out so strong.
Right.
And it's good. And I'm not saying it's like perfect. And I'm like, oh, you know, we wear our wounds, don't we?
Yeah.
Like our wounds never really go away, I don't think. We can work on them. You know what I mean? We can work on them. But like, it's okay. You know, you have stuff to deal with, stuff to work through. But yeah, I think it could be a good place.
Love.
That bottom of like, oh, you know what I go back to a lot?
Oh.
He's just not that into you. Just look up, if you're ever struggling with somebody who's broken up with you or somebody, even anybody, a flingationship, something like that, and you feel they're not giving you the attention you want and something's off, just like go look up quotes from he's just not that into you. It is so healing.
Do you do that often?
I've done it before. I think twice in my life where I'm like, oh.
Humbling.
It's good. It's good stuff. Me too, yeah.
I'm obsessed with you. You're like, yeah, it's great stuff. It really just knocks you back to reality.
Yeah, because it's that whole if he wanted to, he would thing, right?
Absolutely.
It's so true.
It is.
It's true.
Is.
We're girls. If we wanted to, we would. Right?
Done. Okay, one of my personal favorite songs of yours is Maneater. How would you describe the woman you're singing about, essentially?
This is so interesting. So I really did kind of base that off of a woman that was friends with at the time, that was like a colleague, was like engaged to her, and she was a knockout and just really did personify that man-eater energy. And what I really, really felt at the time when I was making that whole album with Timbaland and when we were making Maneater is I did feel I was actually only about 26 or something when I wrote that song, but I felt like there's something really empowering about masculine and feminine energy together. You know what I mean? When somebody embodies both. And I was trying to capture that in a song. And I really feel that when I play it live, it feels primal. It feels like it's for everyone. It's like almost like a verb, like you're man-eatering. You're like man-eatering right now.
You're man-eatering.
Yeah. I think it's an energy, you know?
It's such a confident song. I actually play a part of it in my tour because I'm like,
you do?
Oh, I can't wait for you to see it. Nelly, yes. It's like all of these men come up and they're like Magic Mike dancers around me and I'm just in my element. I'm the only woman on stage. Yeah. And it's like, it is like this empowering feeling when you hear that song.
I love that. I love that for people.
It's so good. Did anyone in your team ever, when you have like the song, you're like the pussy cock, the bird, the man-eater, promiscuous girl, did anyone ever think that it was like too edgy, or was everyone around you like, we love this?
No, not really. I think I was like just making that record in Miami. I was feeling the vibes. I was feeling myself. I'd spend all day in a bathing suit, like playing with my kid on the beach, you know, like I was feeling myself in the sun, to be totally honest. And I was newly single, see? Every time.
God. Newly single brought us man-eater, promiscuous girl. Oh my God.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah, just kind of that fresh energy, that kind of seeing the world through new, like, I guess, red colored glasses.
I love it.
Yeah, the energy is very like red and like passionate. But also with Promiscuous, I actually didn't write that chorus. It was Timbaland's idea.
It was?
Yeah, it was. And then I sat down and finished the lyrics with Attitude, this amazing rapper that he was working with at the time. And I was hesitant, but my good friend Jim Bean sat me down. He's like, I think this is authentic And I really like this energy, and you sound great on it. And I did know that I laced up the verses and I sounded good and all that. And now when I sing it, I love it. It's like karaoke time.
It's Promiscuous is another one of my favorites. I made a really bad music video to when I was younger, which you'll never see. Can you tell me though, like from that song, how has because it is a very, again, emboldening, empowering song, how has your relationship to your sexuality evolved over the years? Support for Call Her Daddy comes from Google Pixel. Okay, so I recently had one of those Sundays where I convinced myself it was a great idea to reorganize my entire closet. And of course, halfway through, I found myself sitting on the floor surrounded by clothes, completely overwhelmed. So I pulled out my Google Pixel 10 because it comes with Gemini built in on the phone. I launched my camera using Gemini Live, showed it my crazy closet, and asked for help. And it immediately hit me up with all sorts of pro organizing tips, like what to hang, how to fold stuff, and even helped me decide which items to donate and where to drop them off. It was a lifesaver. But while I was neck deep in hoodies, I totally lost track of time until I got a text from Matt asking, hey, what's the address for dinner tonight? Fortunately, the Google Pixel has this feature called Magic Queue that just pulls up the info you need without you having to dig through old emails and stuff. It popped the address right into my text for me, and tap, it was sent. Daddy Gang, we could all use a little help making Sundays less scary. So get outside of your comfort phone and try Google Pixel 10 Pro. Check it out at googlestore.com. These AI features are for users 18 plus. Check responses. Availability and results may vary. Call Her Daddy is brought to you by Old Navy. From everyday activewear to cozy sweaters, Old Navy's got presents at perfect prices for everyone on your list, including yourself, sweetheart. Okay, I always say I am going to be that person who gets my holiday shopping done early. I make sometimes even a list, and I will open up a bunch of tabs and I'm like, oh my God, I am literally ahead of the game. And then all of a sudden it's the week before Christmas and I'm like, oh my God, I'm paying for overnight shipping and I'm stressed out. But Daddy Gang, this year, we're both going to do it better, okay? This year, we're going to Old Navy. I know that everyone always needs a good pair of jeans, and they have got that. Tons of trending styles for everyone and anyone on your list. And for your friend who basically lives in sweats, hello, me, Lauren, if you're watching this, the Bounce Fleece, it's a must, okay? It's smooth, lightweight, and has a cooling finish. Plus, it comes with a matching set so you can look put together even when you're just running errands. We love a matching set, okay? They also have the dynamic fleece, which is sleek and made to move, and Old Navy's best-selling activewear Power Soft that's supportive and keeps sweat out. Plus, there's tons of little gifts like fluffy earmuffs, pom-pom hats. Hi. You need those? Yeah, me too. Gloves and faux fur accessories that make the perfect stocking stuffers. So while I was shopping for my mom, I ended up purchasing myself a few pieces from the PowerSoft activewear so I can look cute while I hit the gym. It's hard on Old Navy because you're like, oh my God, I'm shopping for my sister. Oh my God, I need that now. You can do both. We can do both, ladies. So whether you're shopping for your sister, your best friend, or secretly, again, yourself, Old Navy has it all for all of us. Shop in-store or online at oldnavy.com. How has your relationship to your sexuality evolved over the years?
That's a good question. And I will also give a quick shout out to the music I grew up on. So Salt and Peppa, TLC, Trailblazers, those girl groups in the late 90s when I was a teenager. I was coming of age, 14, 15. I was blessed to have that music to listen to. It was like Mary J. Blige, TLC, Salt and Peppa, and they were giving this empowered sexuality and choice. It was about choice. It was about I'm in control of my choices. And that was the energy we wanted to capture with a song like Promiscuous. It's a choice. It's an even playing field. I think to feel sexy, to feel sensual, you have to spend time on yourself. You have to spend time alone. You have to spend time you have to tap into pleasure, which is joy, right? Joy is pleasure, right? So if you really feel and embodied, like in your body, like I'm not gonna lie, like I feel pretty sexy when I'm like dancing, like I'm in the dance studio because it's such an act of self-love to apply your mind and body to something like choreography, and to just to feel that, I would say it's like almost like an equilibrium.
Yeah.
And I think from there you can feel very confident, and I think it's something you develop. I think your sexuality is something you develop, as when you start, whenever in your early teens, and then you just develop for the self, and I think that's a healthy place to start.
I think that's such a good like piece of advice, because I think sometimes women can really feel like, oh my gosh, like whether they were repressed when they were younger, or religion or whatever folds into it, or shame, like sometimes we can feel like maybe I just am not as sexual of a person as I wanted to be, or maybe I don't feel as empowered to like own it. And it's really like, if you know, the more you know yourself, the more you'll know what you enjoy, and the more that you'll feel confident to be able to explore.
Yeah,
but
it's almost like it's a quiet game. You know what I mean?
Yes. Love. You're just on the search for whatever like makes you feel your best, and no one can tell you, and you shouldn't ever search for it through someone else.
No, I mean, I think people can teach you, like I think you can grow in relationships. Like I think you can grow, and you can kind of like pick up things as you go, and like that ebb and flow again. But at the end of the day, you gotta feel good.
You gotta feel good.
Right?
Do you fall in love easily?
I'm changing. I used to.
That was a pure yes, Alex. And
I'm a lover. I love love. I need muses. I'm a muses girl. Like I think it's because I'm an artist. I'm a writer. I create. And it's like I grew up thinking and just feeling like I love like lovers. Like I love I love the idea of being just really inspired, and the joy in dating, and like that. It's like there's nothing like that, but I also enjoy my solitude so much that I have had people ask me, like friends, like colleagues, like, why are you even in a relationship? You have so much going on in your mind. You should just date yourself. How are you even able to be with? And it is true. I like my solitude so much that sometimes it is hard for me to be in a relationship.
Yeah.
Because I'm just like, ugh. Like
Get away from me.
It's too hard. Yeah. It's like always felt like more comfortable to be like more like an enjoyable kind of like, and I'm not gonna say part-time. I don't know what to say.
No, what was the thing you said earlier?
I don't know.
A flipuationship? No, what was it?
Oh, a flingation-ship.
You're in your
flingation-ship.
You're always wanting to be in your flingation-ship. Is that how you say it?
Yeah.
Flingation-ship.
Yeah.
There you go.
Flingation-ship.
I think it's
and
fun.
Just kind of I don't know. I follow my passions and my lust and my interests too. I do have ADHD, and I think it's affected me. Women experience it differently than men. I was only recently diagnosed, but I read a great book, and it talked about how even as women with ADHD, we can pick partners that kind of make us feel like we're in the passenger seat, because we want somebody else to make all the decisions for us, and we just want to coast. Right?
Interesting.
And I found that really interesting when I read that, because I was like, oh, yeah. And I think when I'm on my own, I'm more able to kind of navigate to my whole life in a way that works for my brain and for my comfort levels.
Oh, interesting.
But I do love love, and I do love falling in love, and I find that fun still, but I think my priorities have changed.
I mean, I think that's amazing to even just acknowledge your priorities have changed, and you even talking about like recognizing something that can affect your relationships, you being like, I don't want to just coast. Like I do want to have more control over my relationships. Even you just recognizing that will probably affect the next relationship you get into and how you approach it, right?
Yes, and you want to stay yourself. I think that's the most important thing. You don't, I have had a tendency to lose myself in relationships.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
A part of why you returned to music was because you were going through a difficult breakup. You talk about in these songs that experience. Can you share like what made this breakup so painful for you?
Oh my God.
Oh.
I need a sip of water.
Yeah, let's take a sip of water. I saw your body just go, oh, 2 of an hour, sweetie. Where do we begin?
Yeah. I don't know. Isn't it sort of like life, And then again, we talk about this experience even when you're in your 20s and you're growing. Everybody, I mean, I always wanted to have a family, you know what I mean, and have children, and we all have that dream, of just kind of settling down and like, oh, now I'm at the yellow brick road. This is so great. Oh, wait, and now I'm at the yellow brick road, right? And it comes in all these variations, but I think I just had that feeling like I had finally kind of arrived at that, yellow brick road, and it was like going to be that for me. Yeah. And then it turned out that it wasn't, and that's why it hit so hard. You know what I mean?
I absolutely
Because it was the first time it had felt, like that right,
Yes.
where it was like, oh, where you felt like, you had that profound sense of a certain kind of peace, you know what I mean? And a certain kind of certainty, right? And it's that idea when the certainty just kind of gets pulled out from under you, or the rug gets pulled out, and you go, oh my God, I have a lot to learn still. I have a lot to learn about me. And you might have had a horrible experience, and there, for sure, like I went through a very difficult time where I think I accepted some things that that I would never accept now, in terms of the way you're treated.
Yeah.
And
could you share just a little bit, like not
Yeah, I can.
as much,
I will say,
just for women listening,
of
like,
course I know,
because you can't see it when you're in it sometimes.
You
and then you're
cannot
like,
at all. You cannot see it at all when you're in it. And sometimes we just love so hard, and we love, and I'm sure there's women out there too, when we become mothers, we're quite vulnerable when we become mothers, because we just want what's best for our kids and we want to protect them. And I think that in general, I'll say that it can really happen to anybody feeling powerless. You know what I mean? You could have all the money in the world and all the resources, but in the mind, really, that is your only wealth, is in your mind. And so if you can't feel strong enough and clear enough to move out of a situation that might be toxic for you and not the best for you, and also abusive in any way, I think that, yeah, like I'm definitely like not here to like tear,
of course,
anyone down or anything. But I think that it's honest to say that it is hard when you're in a relationship that has that imbalance, I will say, and abusive qualities.
Yeah.
It is hard to see outside of it, because you isolate yourself. You stop talking to your friends. You don't tell, your friends the truth about what's going on in your life. And you live in a bubble. And it's hard to admit, that you have chosen to not say anything, right?
Yeah.
It's hard to admit to yourself.
It is. It is.
Right? And then on top of that, the love, right? Love, keeps you there because, you want to, and I will say that too. Like, I think as women, I think we tend to sacrifice our happiness sometimes, once we're in it.
Of course.
Once we've fallen in love, right? We sacrifice ourselves sometimes.
Yeah.
And we think we're doing the right thing. Yeah.
So often. And
Yeah.
I appreciate you sharing that too, because I think when you are in those situations and you get so isolated, a lot of times you're like, how would I even begin to unravel this, right? Like, how do I even begin to get away and like to restart?
Fear is huge too, because when you have fear, when you have fear, that can be a very powerful emotion. You can be afraid, but it kind of like you create it in your mind, you can be afraid, like, oh, what's the person going to do to me or say about me, or like, et cetera, or I don't know. You fear that. And again, it's heightened when you have, like, kids, and like there's whole other things to think about.
I also agree with you, because I have talked about this on the show before too, of like the thought sometimes of leaving and all the things that you think it would take to leave, it just feels more daunting almost than just staying.
Yeah.
Can you share like how do you know? I know.
I have a song about it on my album.
And I appreciate you writing about it, because it's like, it's so real, and so many women listening to this are going to be like, Nelly, thank you. Oh, Nelly.
Water.
Thank you for sharing though, because it's like, I do think, and it's not like on you to help all these women, but it is like, the more we talk about it, the more people, I know someone's going to be watching at home right now being like, oh my God, if Nelly was going through this and she says that she got out of it, like I can too. Like, can you share how you knew it was time, and like how you actually took the steps to get away, essentially?
I think there were moments where I almost had the strength, but again, like something would keep me there, where I was like, oh, this is the moment. So I think that I will say having remarkable friends. Like, I'm very lucky.
Yeah.
I have some really, really, really amazing friends, really core, like, childhood friends that have been there for me my whole entire life. And they just kind of knew what to say to me and knew what was too much or too little. And even the hard stuff, you know, I have some friends that I will say to ladies out there, you know what? Those people that are telling you what you don't want to hear, those are the ones you need to keep close. Hopefully they know you well enough to not repel you with judgment or anything like that. And it's not judgment. If you can sense when it's love. And I think everyone has someone, you know, maybe one person or one voice in their life that is maybe like reminding you when stuff is not okay, and like what your worth is and what behavior is unacceptable if you cannot see it for yourself.
It's so true. It's like you just need one person.
Yeah, you do.
One person.
Yeah, to just kind of be like, no, actually,
Yeah.
I'm not going to talk to you anymore if
Right.
you stay.
Right.
Or whatnot. But like, but tough love doesn't work all the time, but like it's in doses, right? And I think, I'm trying to think of another thing that helped me. I think, ooh, geez, that's such a good question. I think you have aha moments. You know what I mean? They just have sometimes like a moment where you're like, okay, you know? And then sometimes I guess I was lucky in a way because maybe like on top of it, I wasn't really the one who chose at the end of the day. Like, do you know what I mean? I went through a rough time, but then at the end of the day, it wasn't really my decision. But then I quickly learned that then, okay, now I'm doing me. I'm doing me now.
It's such a vicious cycle that you can get so wrapped up into. And then when you get released from something like that, it can almost feel like withdrawal symptoms because you're like so used to the up and the down and the toxic. Like
you do. And then for some reason, your brain only feeds you happy memories. It's really weird.
Nelly, it is so fucked up. You're like, maybe she was actually the
restaurant,
best.
the coffee shop, like the movie we went to. Yeah,
And it's like
very weird.
It's so fucked up.
That's a tough phase.
Right?
Yeah, that's a tough phase when your brain feeds you all these happy memories. Let's flood you with happy, because there are happy memories, right?
Of course.
That's why you stay there, because there are some great things, right? So it's tricky to navigate. It's tricky. It's a big mind fuck.
But I really appreciate you like talking about it that way too, because I know so many women write in feeling like I feel so much shame that I'm even thinking about this person that hurt me, and I feel like it's like,
don't feel shame,
right?
No, don't feel shame about it. It's not natural. You know what I mean? Like it's natural to want to, to still feel a multitude of feelings, and it's just totally normal. It's a process. You know what I mean? Because the truth is, it's like anything, right? Like how many Band-Aids do you have, right? And how long do those take to heal? Facts. It takes time.
What is a difficult lesson that you've learned about love that you would tell your kids one day?
Oh my God. Love. It's funny. I almost call my album Let's Be Honest, You Know Nothing About Love.
Oh my God. Stop.
I'm serious. And it was either called 7 or Let's Be Honest, You Know Nothing About Love. Maybe I'll call the deluxe that.
I was about to say, that's what you call it in your head, and then to the world it's 7. But you're like, what it really is. Let's be honest, you know nothing about love. Oh my God, what?
Like the story of everyone's life, right? It's like we know love, of course. Like I know great love. I'm blessed to be a mother and have wonderful family and friends and things like that. So I know what love is. But if I was to give advice on romantic love to my children, I'm gonna vote for the golden retriever. I'm sorry. You gotta be best friends. I think you have to have an authentic, true friendship. If it's about partnership, forget all the other stuff. It's about partnership, but also stay you, man. Stay you.
Yeah. And listen to your friends. When you have a gut feeling, your friends are usually always.
That's the other thing. Your gut is always right. The little voice in your head that tells you, and this is not even this, this is past relationship, but the little voice,
it's always right.
Yeah.
And it's so hard because I know it's so cliche to say, but it's like, then why do we always ignore our gut?
I don't know
why are we always like,
but that's like we gaslight ourselves. I have a song, actually, I think I'm going to put on my deluxe called Gaslight. Yeah.
Love.
Another album title was Red Flags.
Oh my God. Too relatable.
I'll take these. So anyways, so gaslight. We gaslight ourselves in a way. You know what I mean? Because it's like boom, 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 boom. It's like an echo chamber.
Can you share, like, how do you get your confidence back after a breakup?
oh, me? Kind of like exercise and going out. I started to go out a lot.
Oh.
After my breakup, I was ready. I was like, because it was such a long, dwindling breakup. But by the end, I was like, okay, I'm dating now.
Right.
This is awesome. Like, I'm gonna date after we did, all the ending stuff. And then I just went out and had fun. And just, I think I like really found a lot of joy in like dressing up again and like clothing and fashion. And yeah, because I think I was like really kind of wearing like a mommy uniform for like 3 years.
What was your mommy
My
uniform?
place was a block away from the Target.
Oh. What were we buying at Target?
Okay, I do remember taking my teenager on a tour
Of Target?
of a university because
Oh.
she was shopping for universities out in California. I thought my shirt was nice, but it would look like a tablecloth because it was blue and white checkers, but it wasn't even a flattering cut.
Okay.
And I didn't have time to shop, so I would just grab like whatever I saw. Nothing against Target, but like
I love Target.
yeah, Target's fun. You can find great stuff, but I
Yeah.
think that I didn't diversify.
Got it.
I wasn't really like, I didn't have time. I didn't have time.
Right.
Or I just wore stuff that was baggy, which is totally normal. Like I
Right.
breastfed all my kids. So
Yeah.
like, of course you need easy access
So you just
to
weren't
the
like
boobs. You do.
So you just weren't feeling yourself as much. And then once you got through the breakup, you're like, you know what? I'm going to like start putting my cute outfits on. I'm going to do my glam. I'm going to get out there. I'm going to go have fun.
Well, the studio helped me too. So I started going to the studio and I started writing. I started recording music again. And I got so many emotions out. Oh my God. I got so many emotions out at the studio. I would cry in there. I would get angry in there. It was so good for me. It was such a good therapy.
Wait, is it true that you actually wrote like 400 songs?
I did, yeah.
Nelly, can you just like rewind and tell me like how?
Like if this house was my studio, what I would do is I would have just like, we're in LA today. So I'd be like, who's in LA today? Which of my friends are in LA? Which producers, which writers, which friends? And that's what informed this album. This album is really just like a let's party type of album because I was getting over a breakup and I was like, my social life became the studio.
Oh.
So like, like I wasn't in the mood to like go away and write songs by myself on a guitar. It was like, no, we're bringing everybody in. I would invite like people after their concerts to come hang out and make music with me. Yeah. And then my daughter was really coaching me on too, because she was having fun in there too. So it was like, we're making music now. We're this like really cooking now and like really having fun.
How do you pick between 400 songs of what to put on an album?
I like to stay up late making music till really late, till like the sun comes up and I get really inspired and I get my bongo drum. Just joking.
Picturing you in there with a bongo drum, like, let's go.
My djembe, and I just go till 7. No, but it's pretty much, yeah, we just like a bunch of music. We just have fun. And the way I pick the songs, oh my God, it's almost like, I always say, like, when you go and like you put flowers together at a flower shop, it's like, why do you like those flowers, right? And I think it's also like whatever goes together, and it's like a bit like a fashion collection, just kind of putting it together.
I love it.
One session I had like a bunch of different people who like didn't even necessarily make music. Like I think at one time like a comedian ended up in there, this girl, and I was like, oh,
this is
what
fun.
you got? Like I'm very like I'm a hippie that way. Like if you were, I would make you sing.
No.
Yes, I believe anybody can write a song. I've done that before. I've done like art.
Wait, let's do
art
something
shows
right now. Well, how do you start?
Okay,
how do you start writing a song? Like, where does you even start?
I'd be like, what's your favorite childhood vacation you went on?
Ooh. Shit. Ooh, like Disneyland.
See how it's got you in your feels?
Yeah, I'm like, oh my God.
So we start there.
Okay, Disneyland.
So like you're in a Disneyland. So what did you like about it?
Oh, just like the euphoric feeling of seeing these things come to life that I always saw on TV.
Yes.
Yes.
Just like, so you'd be like, oh, like euphoria.
Oh.
Everything's telling me a story. Yeah.
Oh.
Seen it before. Yeah. Seen it before. Yeah. Yeah. You know what I mean?
I am fucking chilled.
That's how I write.
That's how I write. Starts a song in 2 seconds.
Yeah.
Oh
And
my
then we'd go somewhere with it if I keep going. But yeah.
I am fucking obsessed.
Yeah.
I am not okay that you just said that. Thank you.
Fireworks above the castle blowing my mind.
No, your voice.
I can stay here every night. It's like, whatever.
Nelly. Me just being like, okay, for the rest of the interview, just saying. No.
And then we call it Disneyland.
Oh.
All Her Daddy is brought to you by Uber Eats. Okay, Daddy Gang, we all know Uber Eats has the best selection of local restaurants, but did you know they also eat when it comes to a whole range of delivery services? Now, that might be a lot to take in, so let's break it down, okay? Uber Eats isn't just for locked-in salad bowl lunches or pre-gaming with Ty. When you can't make it to the store, you can just get about anything you need delivered straight to your door with Uber Eats. Right now, you could be checking off your whole shopping list, okay? Of course, I'm locked in on Uber Eats when it comes to getting my lunchtime sandwiches or a good delicious meal after work. But say I need a little cocktail at the end of the day. Uber Eats is my go-to spot to get all of the ingredients I need sent to my door. I also use Uber Eats for pretty much everything: paper towels, groceries, snacks. I even order a pair of flip-flops to the nail salon, okay? They've got my back no matter where I am. When you can't make it to the store, Uber Eats brings you the store, essentially, okay? There is nothing better than putting on a good show, getting cozy on the couch, and having the perfect meal delivered right to me, along with 5 other things that I forgot to pick up that day. Uber Eats makes it easy to have it all. Get grocery, alcohol, and everyday essentials in addition to the restaurant food you love. So in other words, get almost anything with Uber Eats. Order now. For alcohol, you must be legal drinking age. Please enjoy responsibly. Product availability varies by region. See app for details.
What is your stance on breakup sex?
Oh, that's a good question. I mean, I think it's necessary at a certain stage. It is. Let's be honest. Aren't we honest on this show?
We're being very honest today, Nelly. I think that's all we're doing.
Come on.
I love it.
I mean, it's like energy. You have to squeeze the lemon.
Oh my God, I love
right?
it.
It's like squeeze the lemon until the juice is gone. So that's what it's like. So then one day you're like, well, this lemon has no more juice. So
Bye.
no more breakup sex. Yeah. I think it's natural.
That is
And
the
what I
best
hear
take.
from other people too. Yeah.
I think that's a great take. I
You know,
love
guys,
that take.
Right? Guys, when they break up or something, they're like, yeah.
Yes.
Well, yeah, we might have seen each other once or twice. Or like last week.
Literally. Okay, so are you single right now?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you're single.
I'm dating though. Like
Okay.
I'm dating different people.
Oh,
Yeah.
love.
Just like, yeah.
You've got like a little roster going on.
I mean, I call it a roster, but it's like, I feel like that's derivative.
Yeah.
I think,
Yeah.
I think-
You're like,
I like the roster.
I've got a plethora of options.
No, I mean, I call it the flingationships.
Flingation
So it's like, ooh, like it's like a potential. I will say that. I have like, there's different potentialities and there's different like levels of like interest and just kind of and romance in different areas.
I
will
love
say
this.
I'll describe it that way.
Are you going
So yes,
on
I'm single again.
love?
I've been single for a couple years.
What is your ideal date?
I went on a really nice date recently
Oh,
where it was daytime.
okay.
Yeah.
We love that.
Yeah. I kind of like, I think I recommend the daytime date for a first date because it's broad daylight.
Mhm.
So this particular date, it was very hot. So I was like very sweaty, but that was unfortunate. I actually had boob sweat.
A classic. Where you're
I
like,
know. Or just like dinner, like that type of thing. I love being like, yeah, just kind of like,
chill.
yeah, just
Love.
going out for dinner. But I like the idea of dressing up for a date sometimes if it's appropriate.
Mhm.
But ironically, I like never have time, so I like get ready so fast. But I do like that idea. Yeah,
Would you ever bring a guy to one of your shows?
I've brought guys to my shows. Yeah, but it's like it's not really fair because they just go, oh my god,
Right, they're gonna just like fall in love immediately.
it's not.
They're like,
Well,
I
'cause
love
it's
you.
like it's like show me so different, but it is
Yeah.
cool because you get to show like what you do. You
True.
know what I mean?
But they're immediately in love.
I mean,
Yeah. Yes.
it's pretty awesome. The concert's awesome. Like
I
it's
love-
cool, you know. You
It's-
see me go up there and do my thing, like
Oh my God.
yeah. So I'm strategic about
When?
inviting when though, right?
Yeah.
It's not always like appropriate or the right setting, but
For sure.
but it's almost like what would be like the best weapon in the weapon shed what would be called? Like what would like a machete?
Oh, like
I don't
like
even
a
know.
machete.
The show is like a machete move. Yeah. You'd be like, come to my show. So like, you don't pull out the machete right away. You want to time it out. Anyway.
What? I'm obsessed with you.
What's your next question?
You're like, moving on. Oh my God. The machete is the show. Nelly the machete. No, I can't. I'm done. We're moving on. What are some non-negotiables that you're looking for in a partner? Like, you're like, if they don't have this, I'm out.
The self-work. Yeah. For actual partnership, like long-term partner, I would want somebody who's worked on their self in an authentic way.
Mm-hmm.
Not in like a surface way, but like more like the spiritual side, like a little bit of exploration there, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like authentically, and also like some growth in that department, I would say. Maybe growth and like specifically like ego, I think.
Let's just pause on
We need
that.
some third eye coming into the mix.
Right. Like it's when the ego is out of control, it's like it can, especially when you start dating a guy, you can first think it's confidence and like hot, but then all of a sudden you're like, oh, you're a dick. But
yeah,
it's
you
hard
want
to
somebody
tell.
confident. Yeah, but
Yes.
but confidence comes from, I think, a genuine good heart. You know what I mean? I think for partners, you want somebody with a good heart. You want somebody nice.
Yeah.
Like I don't know why, but like sometimes we're attracted to people who aren't that nice,
I
just like
know.
to people. Watch how they talk to like the people you encounter like on your date or whatever when you're dating, like how they treat your friends, your family. If your friends like them, if your family likes them, all those big green flags, you know?
Sometimes we don't listen to our friends, and like our
Mhm.
friends at some point don't really care. Like they have no agenda other than wanting you to be happy.
Yes.
So when you guys are trying to like math it in your head, like, oh, well, my friends just don't get it. They don't see that good side of him. It's like, no, your friends just want you to be happy. They don't care. Listen to your friends. If they're like,
Mhm.
he's a dick, there's a reason. And they're only seeing a percentage. How crazy is that? And they can even see he's not a good person. But we rationalize in our head. And it's
A lot of
not fun.
rationalization.
Okay, back to your music. You ended up taking a break from music. Were you nervous at all of like how people were going to react with you coming back?
I'm very lucky because I got to tippy toe like very slowly into the waters, and then things kind of lined up in a really cool way. So started with, I was already making music by the time I kind of showed up on stage after 5 years with Drake at an event in Toronto, and I sang, and it was like, ooh, this is fun. I realized, oh, maybe I have something new to offer this. I've worked on myself. I feel different. Maybe I'll be better at my job now, you know?
Mhm.
I'm older, better, wiser, that
Right.
vibe. Then I started booking more shows. I booked a show in Australia where I met Dom Dalla. Then we make this track, and then we're playing it at Lollapalooza and Coachella, and it's like crazy. And at his raves that he throws after his shows, like just the whole thing. So fun. So everything lined up so nicely that I was making my album while I was getting out there again. So it wasn't so scary, right? It was baby steps. And that to me was a blessing.
What did you learn about yourself from writing this new album?
Oh my God. Wow. I learned that I've become an even better like producer and person who brings people together because I got to try new ideas. Like I got to try like I have like weird juxtapositions of people and sounds on my album, and I think that's just because, oh my God, I love people genuinely. I have such a curious mind.
Yeah.
Like I told you, like I'd love to have you in the studio and I want you to sing. So I am more interested in like the craft of making it almost than the outcome. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah, like I'm more into just like, oh, the mad scientist part, you know?
Love. Right.
So like, and I found such confidence in there this time around. I've always been confident, but this time I was more open-hearted. Like before I used to not like writing songs in front of people. And now I don't care. I would just turn the mic on like this, have everything blast through the speakers. It feels like you're at a live show. And then we just like hang out and have a good time. So I think I grew in vulnerability.
That's amazing.
Yeah, my vulnerability. Yeah.
It's really incredible to see how your life has evolved, and like you're such an incredible talented performer and producer, and
Thank you.
built an incredible family, and you have these gorgeous children. Last question. What are you the most proud of with this new album as a whole, and like why do you want people to go stream it?
Oh my God. I think the album has a lot of emotion. I
Mhm.
think it has a lot of purity. And if you just want to escape, like if you just want to feel, like, you know, that music that makes you feel something for real, I will humbly say that I think a lot of the songs do make you really feel something and make you really escape. And I spent my time making it, and I definitely think it's just really good quality music.
Oh my God.
Genuinely.
Nelly Furtado,
But of course, I'm just thinking about what do I make now?
Right.
Like I'm just never satisfied.
you have 400 in the bank.
Like meanwhile, I'm like, it's aight.
Stop. Would you ever pull the songs from the 400 and make another album out of them or no?
Yes. I'm working on my deluxe right now.
Who is your dream collab?
Dream collabo. I mean, I still think it'd be cool to have a song with Drake. I think people would love that because we're both Canadian. The lore, the Toronto lore.
Can you please?
Yeah.
That's our last request is yes, a Nelly Furtado Drake song. Putting in the request now, done.
Yeah, I think it would be really good.
Thank you so much for taking the time and coming on today. It was truly a pleasure. You are even better hanging out with you in person. Thank you so much.
Aw, thank you for having me.
Thank
This was
you.
really fun.
I had a good time.
Yeah, I even cried.